Okay. Okay. Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about biomolecules, and bioenergetics. Bioenergetics. So first of all, we are going to discuss about what is biomolecules. Okay. First, our topic is what is biomolecules. First of all, we have to know that what does this biomolecules means. See here, biomolecules term consists of two different terms. One is bio, another is molecules. Bio means living, living. Living. Molecules refer to, actually the meaning of molecules is any two or more atoms held together by a chemical bond. But here we may say the meaning of molecule is any chemicals. So what does the biomolecules means? All living organisms are made up of some chemicals, and those chemicals are called biomolecules. All living organisms, whether they any animals, any plant or any microbes, all are made up of some chemicals. Our body is made up of also some certain chemicals. Those chemicals are generally termed under biomolecules. Okay. Next, biomolecules is also defined as the building blocks of any organism. Building blocks, building blocks, blocks, building blocks of any organism, any living organism. Building blocks. What does this building blocks means? Suppose imagine when a house is forming, then brick, cements, water, sand, etc. are the primary needs. Like that, to form a living organism, some primary necessary. What are the primary necessary? Now, these biomolecules. If we break one organism, suppose we are human beings, if we break our organism, our body, then we will find some organs. If we break the organs, then we will find made up of tissues. Those tissues are made up of cells. But how those cells are made up of? How those cells are functioning? Those cells are made up of certain biomolecules, and that's why this is called the building blocks or primary necessary or primary needs to build any living organisms. That's why these are the biomolecules. Okay, building blocks of living organism and primary functioning particles and primary. I am writing as 1D. Primary functioning 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 particles of any living organisms. So these are the concept of biomolecules. All living organisms are made up of certain chemicals or certain substances or certain molecules. Those molecules or those chemicals are called biomolecules, and they are the building blocks of any living organisms and important functional particles or important functional bodies, and those are called generally biomolecules. Okay. Then what are the types? There are generally four types. Biomolecules are generally four types: carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids. Okay. There are four types of biomolecules: carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids. These biomolecules are formed or produced in our body, and our body also stored this. Not only these biomolecules are functioning, not only these biomolecules are produced in our body, but also they are stored in our body as well. These carbohydrate, lipid, proteins are also called nutrients, and we get these nutrients from food also. Not only our body produced these biomolecules, we are also getting these biomolecules from food. But this nucleic acid, we are never getting this nucleic acid from any other vegetables or any other foods. Only our body making these nucleic acids. Never we getting in these nucleic acid from any other foods. You know these nucleic acids are two types. One is DNA, another is RNA. Okay, there are further classifications also. Carbohydrates, where monosaccharide, oligosaccharide, polysaccharide, lipids are also generally 3 to 4 types. Glycerol, triglyceride, fatty acid, waxes, proteins are also there. Primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary. There are various types. Their classification is not our topic, but our topic is biomolecules. There are 4 types. There are further subclasses are also there. So 4 types: carbohydrate, lipid, protein, and nucleic acid. So this is the basic elementary idea about biomolecules. Okay, clear? Then we are going to discuss what is bioenergetics. Okay, next topic is our bioenergetics. ENERGETICS. Bioenergetics. What does this bioenergetics means? Bio refers to, as I said, bio refers to living. Energetics refers to production or flow, or you may say transfer. Transform. Production, flow, or transform of energy. Generally, energetics refers to production or formation, flow, or passing from one step to another step, or transform. That means also passing. So, what does this bioenergetics means? That means bioenergetics refers to production, flow, or transfer of energy in a living system. Same thing, production or flow of energy in a living system. Or you may say also in a living organism. In our body, energy is living organism means energy is produced in the form of ATP. In living organism, if you say any physical or chemical body, then there are energy is formed in various ways. You may use light energy, heat energy, solar energy, etc., etc. But if you are saying about living organism, then the energy is mainly in the form of ATP. Other forms are also there: UTP, CTP, GTP, ADP, AMP also there, but in the form of ATP generally. So bioenergetics refers to production, flow of energy in a living system or in a living organism. Okay, this is the bioenergetics. We may also say that bioenergetics concerned with CONCERNED concerned with the energy involved in making MAKING involved with making or breaking. Concerned with the energy involved in making or breaking of chemical bonds between or within biomolecules. Okay, try to understand. Bioenergetics is concerned with the energy involved. Means, what is the energy required? Energy involved in making or formation, making or breaking means breakage of chemical bonds within or between. Within, suppose carbohydrate bond with other carbohydrate, within biomolecules, carbohydrate, protein, lipid, within biomolecules, between biomolecules. Suppose carbohydrate bond with lipid, between biomolecules, carbohydrate, glycoprotein, carbohydrate bond with lipid, glycolipid, etc. So it concerns with the energy involved. What is the energy required for the formation of these bond? What is the energy required for formation of this bond, or how much energy is released, etc. So it concerns with the energy involved in making or breaking of chemical bonds within the biomolecules. So this is the concept of biomolecules. Okay. It is also defined, bioenergetic is also defined as the relationship, the energy relationship and energy transformation and transduction in biomolecules. It also defined as the energy relationships. That means what is the energy we are giving for a biochemical reaction, and what is the input and output. What is the input and output of a biochemical reaction? Suppose there are two reactants react with each other to forming a product. Energy relationship. What is the energy required to initiate the reaction, and how much energy we will get at the end? So this is the energy relationship within a biochemical reaction. Energy relationship and energy transformation. How much energy is transferred from one step to another step, or how much energy transduction means how much energy reduced, or how much energy we will get. So that is the any type of energy relationship is described under your bioenergetics. Okay. So this is the concept of bioenergetics. Then who is the father of bioenergetics? Father of bioenergetics analysis is Alexander, Alexander Lowen, Lowen. Okay. Alexander Lowen is regarded as the father of bioenergetics. Next, what are some examples? What are some examples of bioenergetics? What are some examples? Like any process where energy is either produced or energy is either flowing from one step to another step, that is termed under bioenergetics. Like you suppose any type of biochemical reaction involved in glycolysis, or your Krebs cycle or PCA cycle, glycolysis, Krebs cycle, gluconeogenesis, etc. Gluconeogenesis, glycolysis, gluconeogenesis, etc. So any step or any process where either energy is produced or energy transferred from one step to another step, those are the examples of bioenergetics. Okay. Next is types. What are the types of bioenergetics? In types, see, we observed that there are certain processes where energy is utilized or energy is required to initiate the product, initiate the reaction to get the product. Some processes where energy is required to initiate the reaction, and there are some processes where energy is released after the reaction with the product. So according to these two different type of reactions, the bioenergetics is generally two types. two types. One is exergonic reaction, EXER, exergonic reaction. Another is endergonic reaction, ENDER, endergonic reaction. Exergonic reaction and endergonic reaction. So we are going to discuss about what is this exergonic and endergonic reaction in details. Okay. See here, EXERGONIC, exergonic and endergonic reactions. We will study in this like in a comparative form. Okay, we will study this in comparative form so that it will be easy to remember and easy to understand. Exergonic, see here the term exer refers to exer refers to out. Okay, exer, or you may listen the term exit refers to out. So exer refers to out. Okay, so what does the exergonic reaction means? Exergonic reaction means the chemical reaction, here you may say biochemical reaction. Okay, the biochemical reaction, because the chemical reactions are occurs inside the living organisms. The biochemical reactions where energy is out means released, where energy is released, RELEASE, where energy is released is called exergonic reaction. Exergonic reaction, where the energy is released to surrounding. You mention this, released to surroundings, 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 or you may say environment. Okay, environment is appropriate for when you are studying physics or chemistry. In biology it is appropriate to write surrounding. The biochemical reaction where energy is released to surrounding, then the reaction is called exergonic reaction. Okay, when energy is released from any chemical reaction to the surrounding, then that is called your exergonic reaction. Okay, then comes your endergonic reaction. Ender refers to enter, or you may say in. It is out, it is in. Ender means in, input. So what does this endergonic reaction means? The biochemical reaction where energy is required, or absorb, absorbed, the reaction is called endergonic reaction. So there are some reactions where energy is required to initiate that reaction. Some energy is required to initiate, that means activation energy to activate the reaction. The energy which is required to activate the reaction is called activation energy. So where activation energy is required to initiate the biochemical reaction, that is called endergonic reaction. And where the energy does not require, here energy is released or formed, then that type of reaction is called exergonic reaction. Okay, exergonic, endergonic. Then as here the energy is released, that means here energy does not require, energy does not require to initiate the chemical reaction, to initiate or start, initiate the reaction. Here energy does not require to initiate the reaction because the energy is sufficient, but here energy is required energy is required to initiate or start, initiate the reaction. Okay, here energy does not require, but here energy is required to start the process. Then third one, you may listen the term exothermic reaction and endothermic reaction. Okay, all exothermic reactions in short form, I will write in short form. All exothermic reactions are endergonic reaction, are ENDER, endergonic reaction. All exothermic reaction, exothermic, mark it, exo refers to seven, out, thermic refers to thermal or energy. So when energy is released, that type of process is called exothermic reaction. The reaction from which energy is released called exothermic reaction. Like that, in endothermic also energy is released. So all exothermic reactions are called endergonic reactions. Like that, the opposite of exothermic is endothermic. All endothermic reactions are called endergonic reaction. Okay, all endothermic reaction, endo refers to input, required energy to initiate the process. The process where energy is required to initiate the process is called endothermic reaction. That's why all endothermic reactions are endergonic reaction and all exothermic reactions are exergonic reaction. Then the next point. Here in exergonic reaction, the product is associated with less energy. Product is associated with less energy. Mark it. Less energy. The product formed in exergonic reaction is associated with less energy. That means the product have very less amount of energy. Suppose imagine if you lit up a torch, okay, then suppose this is product. If you lit up the torch, then the incident rays, the rays of the light fall on hand and some amount of rays also scattered to the environment. Like that, if you assume this as product, then the incident rays, if the incident rays are energy, then those incident rays or energy is acquired by product, but maximum energy are released to the surrounding. That's why here the product is associated with less energy, because maximum energy are released to the surrounding, because maximum energy are lost to the surrounding. That's why energy have associated with less energy. But here energy does not loss. That's why in endergonic reaction the product is associated with high energy. Here product is associated with here less energy, here more energy. Because here in endergonic reaction the energy does not loss, but here the energy is lost to the surrounding. That's why product associated with less product. If you draw the graph, suppose here if you draw a graph, then in exergonic reaction energy not required, here energy is sufficient. When the reaction is start, sufficient energy is there. With the in the process of reaction, the required the amount of energy increase till a certain point. Then while the product is formed, some maximum amount of energy is lost to environment. That's why product is associated with less amount of energy. When the energy start, there is maximum energy, but when after the during the ending of the process, the energy is decreased, because maximum energy is released to the surrounding. The product will get less amount of energy. But here there is not sufficient energy. to initiate the process. That's why the process starts from the lower energy, but after you provide the energy, the with the increase in the energy level increases at a certain point. Then at the end of the product, at the end of the reaction, the product is associated with maximum energy, because here energy does not loss to the surrounding, but here as energy is lost to surrounding, that's why product is associated with less amount of energy. Okay, next. Okay, if maximum energy is lost to surrounding, that means Gibbs free energy is negative. Gibbs free energy, Gibbs free energy, or you may say change in Gibbs free energy, del G is less than 0, that means negative. That means that is del G is negative. Okay, if maximum energy is lost, then that means free energy, Gibbs free energy is negative, less than 0. But here Gibbs free energy, that means del G is greater than 0, that is in positive form, because maximum energy is stored in product. That's why Gibbs free energy is positive. Then if maximum energy is lost, then the value of entropy decreases. ENTROPY, entropy entropy increases. INCREASE, increased. Here entropy increased. Entropy S, joule into kilo inverse. Entropy, what is entropy? The randomness or energy which is not available for work done. The energy which is not available for work done, that is called your entropy. Means the energy which does not have any function, waste energy. Okay, waste energy is called your entropy. So entropy increased because maximum energy is wasted. So here in exergonic reaction, entropy increased, but here in endergonic reaction, maximum energy is consumed. That's why entropy decreased. Here entropy, value of entropy decreased. CREASE. Here entropy decreased. Okay, then the exergonic reaction, as entropy increased, waste energy is wasted. That's why reaction is spontaneous. Here the exergonic reactions are spontaneous. Exergonic reactions are exergonic reactions are spontaneous. SPONTANEOUS, spontaneous. And here endergonic reactions are non-spontaneous. Spontaneous, non-spontaneous. Non-spontaneous means where the product formation is easier, where the product formation is easier, or it is maximum chance of the formation of product. That's why those type of reactions are called spontaneous reaction, where product formation is easier or maximum chances of the formation of product. So the exergonic reactions are spontaneous and endergonic reactions are non-spontaneous. Okay. So till now we discussed about the biomolecules, bioenergetics, then two type of reactions, exergonic reaction, endergonic reaction. Okay. So with this we will end this video. In the next video we will discuss about other things. Okay.